Enterprise is made possible by grants from public television stations. The Dun & Bradstreet Corporation, providing business and information services worldwide. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, a breed apart. Charles E. Culpeper Foundation and the Gates Foundation.
Everyone is concerned there are too many hotels in the city. That's the average public. And the first thing we do is 30% off or 50% off. And they said, this is what I told you. They're in trouble. They're crazy. They're nuts.
Years of careful planning and tens of millions of dollars lie behind this Boston hotel. Can a newcomer make it in one of the country's toughest hotel markets?
This is always the table for gifts.
Only if these two men open it right. This week on Enterprise, Room at the Top.
I'm Eric Severide. If you're like me, you try to stay in the same hotel whenever you visit another city. It's a simple matter of feeling more comfortable in familiar surroundings, a feeling the major hotel chains understand very well. That's why they provide those familiar surroundings in as many cities as possible. For the $30 billion hotel industry, the stakes are high. Several years ago, most of the nation's chains found what seemed to be the perfect place for expansion. It was Boston, a city that was chronically short of hotel rooms. So acting independently but using the same data, they all decided to build new hotels there. And lo and behold, Boston now has a hotel room glut. This week on Enterprise, we look at the country's oldest chain, Seattle-based Westin, as it takes on the competition.
8:30 a.m. precisely at Boston's Westin Hotel.
Good morning, everybody. That's like in school. My name is Bodo Lemke. I'm the manager of the hotel, and I'd like to introduce myself. I have a very strange name, so let me spell it for you. Bodo, B-O-D-O. It happens to be a dog's name. My parents knew how it would turn out, mean and barking, but I like to cuddle and be touched and all that. So,
the 46-year-old Lemke began as a room clerk in his native Germany. He hopes to win over these new recruits with a pep talk and a warning.
You will hear, for instance, that we don't use the word problem. Don't come to anybody and say, I have a problem. Replace it by the word opportunity. See what happens.
Next comes an upbeat corporate film, complete with finger-snapping tune. By 1983, Westin owned 50 deluxe hotels, with 22 more planned for the next 4 years. But the chain still wasn't a household name in the crucial Northeast market. For that, it would need a successful hotel here in Boston.
First class, worldwide, Westin Hotels.
This time-lapse film shows construction on the 36-story hotel tower, which began in February 1981. The hotel became part of Copley Place, a $500 million complex developed by Urban Investment and Development Company. To the left of the hotel rose luxury shops, offices, apartments, and yet another hotel, the Marriott. Costs for the Westin rose as well to $120 million. April 1983. Executives from Westin and Urban visit the site. Westin is nervous because this is its largest investment ever in a new hotel. And Urban is worried because it's having difficulty leasing store and office space at Copley Place and needs the hotel open to attract renters. In just 3 months, the hotel must be ready for business.
I heard so many stories about this little fountain up there now. We just walked through Turner Fisheries.
One of 3 restaurants which together will generate 10% of hotel profits. This lobby was designed to accommodate both hotel guests and up to 6,000 visitors a day to Copley Place. Westin is counting on many of them to stop off at the lobby lounge or dine at the restaurants.
As you can see, these are our corner rooms.
In all, the hotel has 804 rooms. Rates start at $110 per night and end at $1,000 for the presidential suite.
What a spectacular view we have.
Gets better as you go up, too.
Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., the meeting and convention trade holds its own meeting and convention. This is a $16 billion a year industry, and 60 hotel chains in 56 cities and states are here to battle for a share of the market. Overbuilding and the recession sent hotel occupancy rates sliding for 4 straight years. It's an inauspicious time for Westin to build a new hotel in Boston. Mike Core, 34, is the hotel's marketing director. His job is to fill up the hotel. Meetings and conventions will eventually make up about half of the hotel's annual business, but many of them must be booked years in advance.
How are you? Where are you going? What are you doing? Say hello to me. Nick, when are you going to bring me some business? Our friendship is... It must be worth something.
I can tell you.
You guys got any business with Boston?
Not right now.
No? Ever? The medical community up there?
See, what that doesn't make any difference.
The hotel is going to be fabulous, and I think perfect for your kind of people. They like to travel, they like to spend money.
Core has a problem. Boston's winter. Why go there when you could come here? Even worse, the city won't have a top-of-the-line convention center for at least 3 years.
We got no place to go but up.
May 4th, back in Boston, Core is on his way to the hotel's advertising agency.
Good afternoon, HBM.
I think that's got to be $500,000, 400 to $500,000.
Hello, gentlemen.
Lemke and Core are here to look over the critical winter ad campaign.
David? Mike? Mike, long time.
In January, Boston's hotel occupancy rate is a miserable 47%.
So what we thought we would present to you today is, this is a black and white trade ad that says, when the snow falls, so do our rates. If you're planning to meet in Boston this winter, plan to meet at the new Westin Hotel in Copley Place. From November 18th through February 1st, we're lowering the price of our rooms to $75 for single or double occupancy.
Excuse me. You know, here's the summer. We're just getting ready, July. Now we have to mention the snowfall.
When the temperature goes up so hard, so do our rates.
That's right. You're looking out and looking over this beautiful city and then thinking about snow. All right, go ahead.
Okay. For every 50 rooms you use, we'll give you 1 free. Plus, we'll give you a meeting room free of charge for use of our health club and a discount on audio and visual equipment. This winter, hold your meeting someplace that will give you a nice warm feeling and a great deal. At the Westin Hotel, Copley Place.
Well, we're being frank. We're telling people that we're ready to negotiate, we're ready to deal. The thing that I worry about is the Convention Bureau has gone to such great lengths to tell people that it doesn't snow here in the winter and, you know, you're not going to have any problem with your convention. And then we come out with our logo with snow on it.
What we've chosen to do in this ad is deal with the weather head on head and take advantage of it rather than treat it as a liability. And try and tie it in with a deal that'll make it seem like an opportune time to have your meeting at convention here. That's why I think that works.
Well, all right, you got to be somewhat of a nut to have your meeting here in January in the first place.
True, so given that being the case.
Wait, I mean, that doesn't help us. We're still going to have empty rooms, which this is going to help us not to have empty rooms.
This ad won't make it, and neither will the agency. 2 weeks later, Core and Lemke take their ad account to another firm. Ads aren't the only problem. 2 unions are fighting over who will install the hotel's furniture. A picket line outside the hotel has stopped all work, despite a no-strike agreement.
All right. Nice to see you.
Lemke and Core are summoned by Rudy Umscheid, Urban's development manager, and Ken Himmel, the project manager. They want Westin to move faster to end the strike.
We certainly didn't anticipate the picketing lines this morning based on the information they gave me yesterday.
Monday morning, 8 o'clock, there should have been an injunction right on the NLRB. There's a jurisdictional dispute that Walsh has to resolve. There's the no strike clause that Turner has to resolve. That's part of the construction agreement. And we, the owner, and in this case through Westin, should file for unfair labor practices. And I'm going to wait till the end of the day, and tomorrow morning,
we got to do something.
I think we ought to sue all of those bastards. The Teamsters, the laborers, everyone.
I haven't been involved in it, and I wouldn't be the qualified.
Delays in construction could add thousands of dollars a day in overtime. What's more, the hotel will lose business if convention planners can't get in to see it. 2 months before opening, the strike was settled after 5 days. Lemke is now working 13 hours a day, 7 days a week.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, for the delay. That's best regards from Peter. Peter Blythe.
This is the weekly project meeting, bringing together executives from Westin, Urban, and the Turner Construction Company, the hotel's builder. Turner is a week behind schedule in some areas.
Rotunda has not been, and the other service areas have not been.
All of that will be done the last minute?
Yes.
Why would they slip? We were supposed to have it on the 14th, and we still don't have it, so...
No, wait a minute.
When I see
put in there?
When I see the Turner people out of there and all the insulation out of there, then I'll say when with it won't slip.
Mike Core is feeling the pressure too. If he doesn't book enough business, he can forget his well-laid career plans.
Assuming that I stay with Westin, my personal goal is to become a vice president in the sales division, marketing division in Seattle. I've got a long way to go yet, and I'm patient, but I think it's going to happen, especially if this hotel is successful. The only way it could become unsuccessful is that the market falls apart, or perhaps Boston really and truly does have too many rooms.
Each morning before work, Core rows on the Charles River and contemplates the competition. There are 16 deluxe hotels in Boston with more to come. But until the new convention center opens in 1987, there won't be enough guests to fill them. To survive, Westin will have to invade the others' markets and find a way to distinguish itself. And so will its competitors. Sheraton is preparing for war with a new marketing and ad campaign and $18 million in renovations. These office workers are even being asked to help sell rooms. Honor, as well as profits, is at stake. Boston is the chain's home base, and the hotel has dominated the local convention trade. Manager Gary Zeeland rallies his troops.
Well, it is truly a delight to see you all here today. And I'm just excited that all of you could be with us, and I really want to say thank you. Let me first talk a little bit about the competition. It's here, and we have to face it. I believe the first hotel to come online was the Meridian, and then I think it was followed by Long Wharf, Marriott, and then the Bostonian, and then we have our good neighbor across the street, the Back Bay Hilton. Coming online July 20th is the Westin Hotel, and then followed will be the Copley Marriott by Memorial Day next year. That amounts to 5,000 new rooms of inventory every given night of the year. That's a lot of rooms.
In the back of each manager's mind is this, the ultimate fate of an unsuccessful hotel in Boston.
December is bad, February is bad, January is really coming around, and March, borderlines of being good. If we can get through with a strong January,
6 weeks before opening. Though single room rates are fixed, group rates are negotiated by the sales staff. This year, they must average $110 a room at 69% occupancy.
Hi, Kathy. It's Randy Wilcott at the Westin. How are you?
Salesman Wilcott begins to bargain with the Massachusetts Teachers Association.
What are you going to be looking for December of '85? What kind of rate is going to be important, do you think? 60 to 70. Okay. Flat rate? No. Single double rate. Okay. You don't think we can sell Copley Place and the Westin at the higher rate? You don't think that's going to work? You don't think it's worth a few extra dollars, maybe because of that tie-in, because of that affiliation? Is that not important? It's just a hotel. Well, you know, this has the potential of being a citywide. She wants to work with us and the Copley Place Marriott. Okay. So what I need for her is a single double rate for 1985.
What's her total room block?
500 rooms.
No, total room block.
Total room block. About
between us and the Marriott.
She's projecting about 1,100 rooms.
Which in reality means 900.
Probably.
Okay.
We'll probably pick up, to answer your question, we'll probably pick up 350 rooms.
Now wait a minute. If it's 900 rooms,
yeah,
and you know what they're going to do?
Yeah.
They're going to give her a crazy rate.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And they'll give her 900 rooms in December.
Right.
So we can end up with squat.
Right.
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 Go 79, single or double.
I already did. She doesn't want that. She wants a single double rate. She does not want a flat rate.
74 single, 79 double.
70. All right. And I asked her what she wanted, and she said between 60s and 70s. Okay.
Has she got a rate out of them yet?
No.
Has she even approached them yet?
She's calling Annie like today or tomorrow. So that's why I want to get back to her with our rate and let her know, you know, don't say anything to Annie.
All right. Go, what'd you suggest?
68.73.
All right. Go 79, okay, 68.75.
Okay.
If it's 60% double occupancy.
Okay.
68.75. Based on a co-headquarters.
Okay.
All right? I don't want them running away with the whole thing because they'd buy it.
Hi, Kath. It's Randy. How are you? Good.
Westin's final offer is about $50 off its standard rates, but the customer wants to shop around for a lower price.
Now, there is a point there, but we say goodbye because it's just important to us, in some cases, to have the competitor have that piece of business, which fills up their rooms, and in the next piece of business that comes down the road or one that we solicit, we will be able to get at a higher rate because they're full.
5 weeks before opening, over $13 million worth of furniture, fixtures, and equipment begins to arrive. Most new hotels don't make enough money for 3 to 5 years to cover both their debts and operating expenses. Westin hopes to reach this point in less than 3. For this, it will need an average room rate of $125 at 75% occupancy.
Well, they've just moved into these spaces.
1 month before opening, Westin Vice Presidents Peter Blythe and David Evans arrive for a crucial strategy session.
Good?
See you.
David?
Glad to see you got
You slept well last night?
Pardon me?
Slept well.
We're telling them about, right?
To keep expanding, Westin needs its new hotels to become self-sufficient quickly. With its new hotels in Dallas and Vail off to a shaky start, it especially needs the Boston property to open strongly. Headquarters wants Lemke to offer a 30% discount to get customers through the door.
It scares me that not many people come here at Augustinian.
That's right.
So if we're discounting business for an awareness.
Well, then carry it through October the 1st if you want to get the business traveler to really taste the property.
Can't do that. We'll lose our shirts. We got orthopedic surgeons are confirmed at 97 single, 107 twin or double. And we'd have to.
You're going to lose more in your shirt if this place doesn't open right and you don't get the volume in this in the hotel. But you only do this once. Now, if orthopedic surgeons get a rate knocked back down, you're going to lose your shirts anyhow. We lost our shirt, and we're losing our shirts in Dallas. Michael, if we take 5% of the Sheraton's business, 5% of the Ritz business, 5% of the Meridian's business, and 5% of the Marriott's business, that's 20%.
I do that, I'll have your job.
Add those numbers, that's right. And that's what we want to do. We want to intercept. The whole strategy behind this was to get their competition to raise their rates. to come up and either be close to us or exceed us, so that when we pull this little number, we were not going to hurt ourselves as badly. They're going to be up here, so that when we did this little number, we'd be down here.
Suppose that we agree with you and we provide a discounted rate when we open the hotel. There is, in my mind, a real danger that all of these hotels on this sheet who've successfully moved their rates up
come back down.
Will counter at a lower rate.
Absolutely.
Then I think we're in a problem that we may never be able to get everybody to move their rates up again.
The owners of the hotels, the managers, the people who are possibly counteracting our offer.
on vacation too.
They are down in Cape Cod, they're gone.
That's right.
So I don't believe that they would make a change based on what we do.
We have manufactured a product for 100 plus $60 million. We're putting it on the market, and for this short period of time, this is what's going to happen.
One thing also that I think we have to do is clearly state to these people that this is an introductory rate, and that September, we're not screwing them by raising our rates $50 or whatever.
We're not raising our rates. All we're going to do for 40 days, for 45 days, is provide this hotel for less than our posted rate.
Okay. You know, if we don't do it, and there's no business here...
Precisely, what are you going to do?
Okay, we're the schmucks. But if we do it, and there's no business here, we're still schmucks. So it's a
crapshoot, no matter how you look at it. You're rolling the dice.
With Westin.
The decision is made. The 30% discount will run through Labor Day. 1 week before opening, uniforms are being fitted for 660 new employees.
Is that 26? Is that 26? Yeah.
Most have never before worked in a hotel. Their careers with Westin may not last long. On average, around half of Boston's new hotel employees are gone after 3 months.
Okay, wait. And you will proceed to softly but firmly knock on the door in this manner. You wait until you hear a response from the guest. And in a clear but not loud voice, you identify yourself. Good morning, guest room dining.
How to be a room service waiter.
Present it to the gentleman.
From knock to check.
Sir, may I present for your approval and your review your guest check? Encourage the guest to physically look over and read the check.
Just remember, the guests are going to be coming from around this corner. They might be lost. They don't know which way they're coming. You've got to watch out for the guests, okay? So you'd say, good afternoon, sir. May I help you? Welcome to the Westin Hotel, or welcome to the Westin Hotel. May I help you?
Hi, I'd like to check in.
Yes.
I have a reservation.
And your last name, please?
Adamson?
Each employee gets a week of intensive training. Those who meet guests also take 3-hour workshops in guest relations. For deluxe hotels, service equals success. Contented customers come back and spend more.
Have a very nice day. Okay, good. Good.
A practice run in one of the kitchens where 6,000 meals must be ready daily.
59, wait on 2 for large, 2 for rare. Goes with the chicken.
The guests are urban and Westin employees.
That's belongs to Charlie here. You're doing very well today.
Thank you very much.
The day before opening. Lemke has been living in the hotel for a week, available around the clock. Some lobby shops, a restaurant, and 144 guest rooms won't be ready on time. But it's too late to do anything about that.
One of these days I'm going to sit here and have a drink. Been waiting for this for a year and a half. Waitress, please.
July 20th. D-Day on Lemke's calendar. The hotel officially opens its doors at 11 o'clock.
Once a waiter, always a waiter.
You all set?
The first guest arrives. He was chosen months ago because his group was the first to book with a hotel. It's pure PR, with Westin picking up the tab.
Mrs. Klingbein.
Good morning. Good
Welcome.
Well,
First guest.
how nice.
Real pleasure.
Thank
you.
you.
Dr. Klingbein. Yes?
Yes, I remember
It's
that.
a few years ago.
A few
Century
years.
Plaza?
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow, this is a magnificent room. Welcome.
Lemke and Core are smiling now, but they must attract hundreds of paying customers each day to be successful. And opening the 804-room hotel is only the first step. They're surrounded by competitors. Just a few hundred yards away stands the 1,400-room Sheraton Boston, the city's major convention hotel. Just up the street is the 294-room European-style Colonnade. Nearby, the Ritz-Carlton, Boston's Grand Dame, has added 80 rooms. At the other end of Copley Place, the 1,145-room Marriott is nearing completion. Directly across the street from the Westin, the 71-year-old Copley Plaza. And there are many others. For Westin, the struggle for room at the top has only begun.
Well, hello. Paul, happy birthday. This is our birthday.
For its first 5 months, the hotel's occupancy rate was 68%, the norm for Boston. Its average room rate of $97, however, was significantly higher than most of the competition. But on January 2nd, an electrical fire closed the hotel for several weeks. About $2 million worth of business was lost, although insurance is expected to cover it.
You are leaving us?
I don't want to.
This program was produced by WGBH Boston, which is solely responsible for its content. Enterprise is made possible by grants from public television stations. The Dun & Bradstreet Corporation, providing business and information services worldwide. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, a breed apart. Charles E. Culpeper Foundation and the Gates Foundation.